Sky Genie Entertainment presents the following. The following is not suitable for children under the age of 18. It contains coarse language, sexual references, as well as my own personal views and opinions. I'd like to thank you for listening to my show. You are listening to the Sky Genie Show, the worst show ever. Hit the music. Hello and welcome to the Sky Genie Show, the worst show ever. We're on episode 48 of the Sky Genie Show, and we are 2 weeks away from episode 50 of the Sky Genie Show. On that show, we'll have Johnny Florida and Yuck Nasty, and I'm looking to get Papa Dave Sincere on the show as well. To say I'm preparing is an understatement. Normally with these shows, I just wing it and go with the flow, which I'm pretty much probably going to do with episode 50. I'd be a little prepared because compared to live and recorded, well, you can get away with stuff that's recorded because I could do 50 takes and it would seem perfect, like you never even knew it was out of sequence. But with live, well, I could always fuck up in between, couldn't I? One aspect that I do like with the live shows, because I like doing it with people, is I get to interact with other people, so I get to bounce things off people, which I think is fun to do. If I could get a proper co-host to be able to do that with, that'd be fine, but then I don't have the time, other people don't have the time, whoever, I'd have them on. For this episode, we have Ring of Honor, Raw and Smackdown reviews, as well as the wrestling news, which will be after the break. Coming July 15th, it's a special 3-hour edition of the Sky Genie Show. For episode 50, join the Sky Genie, Yuck Nasty from Get in the Corner, Johnny Florida from Wrestling's National Committe, live on Mixlr, July 15th. If you're looking for links to shows and social media accounts, go to our website at skygenieshow.weebly.com. There you will find links to the show and links to social media pages. Also exclusive to the site, some news and reviews that did not make it to the show. So please check out skygenieshow.weebly.com today. Are you looking for a good laugh? Then check out Get in the Corner. Get in the Corner. Dark Corner. Dark Corner. With hosts Yuck Nasty and Dogger Baby. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. Check them out on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Mixlr. For discussions on wrestling and wrestling soup after parties, check out Wrestling's National Committee with Johnny Florida, Papa Dave and Old Man Jenkins, right on Mixlr. If you're looking for a very professional show to listen to the Solomonster Sounds off. His show, Smokes This One Entirely, is a very informative show. Join Jason Solomon as he gives his thoughts on the current events of professional wrestling. Catch his show on Podbean, Stitcher or iTunes. Also check out Jason Solomon's YouTube page where he does extras for pay-per-view shows or interviews with wrestlers in the business. Jason has interviewed the likes of Diamond Dallas Page, Bob Hardcore Holly, the legendary Jim Ross, and even Booker T. Definitely a show worth checking out. Want to join a fan discussion group? Talk about the show or anything else you'd like to talk about to other fans of the show? Check out on Facebook the Sky Genie Show page. There I give show updates, create polls and topics exclusive to Facebook. So check out the Sky Genie Show page on Facebook today. And we are back, and now it's time for the wrestling news. Impact Wrestling is merged with Global Force Wrestling, and the official relaunch will be for Slammiversary. Global Force Wrestling is a nothing promotion that's pretty much a joke, probably a bigger joke than TNA was, or Impact Wrestling is. Now it's got a TV deal by acquiring TNA or Impact Wrestling. Good on you, Jeff, working your magic into that. And I gotta give Old Man Jenkins from Wrestling's National Committee credit for saying this on Facebook Live. TNA/Impact Wrestling is a dead brand. No matter what you say, what you do, it's a bad, toxic name. It being acquired by Global Force Wrestling, and this is me saying this, kind of makes it a bigger joke, because Global Force Wrestling is a joke. I mean, the promotion was meant to be, 4 or 5 years ago, that this thing was meant to be launched with a TV deal, and it's 2017, and it's only now getting a TV deal because it merged with another company with the TV deal. It's a joke of a promotion, it's a joke of a story, it's a joke of everything. But again, maybe they'll turn me around, but then I've already watched the product of what they've shown so far, and it's not good. It's probably not any better than what TNA was before. I'm sorry, a bunch of old guys like Dutch Mantel and Bruce Pritchard and Jeff Jarrett and all these other people who, I will give them credit, they were good bookers in their day. They were good creative writers in their day. But for guys in their 50s and 60s to think what's cool to me in my 20s, late 20s, is a huge, huge disconnect. What they should have done is gotten people who are not quite out of the business, but enough to the point where they're able enough to do creative on their own, and have them book and create for wrestling. Instead of having old dinosaurs, have people that appeal to me. And instead of booking guys like Alberto Del Rio to be the baby face and the face of the company, book the guy that was EC3, who was the star of TNA and Global Force, and could be for Global Force Wrestling. Make him the focal point. Because right now what I'm seeing, it's ass backwards. And then you have this stupid announcer feud between Jeremy Borash and Josh Matthews. Josh Matthews, nobody likes. Nobody wants to see him. Take him off commentary for good. Stick him backstage where he belongs, because he's nothing. But now you know my thoughts on Global Force Wrestling merging with Impact. No fucks are given. The first of many clips of the Mae Young Classic have been released. Bianca Belair versus Aliyah. I have no freaking clue who they are. And that is it for the wrestling news. After the break, the reviews of Ring of Honor, Raw and Smackdown. Coming July 15, it's a special 3-hour edition of the Sky Genie Show. For episode 50, join the Sky Genie, Yuck Nasty from Get in the Corner, Johnny Florida Wrestling's National Committe, live on Mixlr, July 15. If you'd like to send me a tweet, then on Twitter it's SDD916. Again, on Twitter it's SDD916. For fans of the Sky Genie Show, please also make sure to check out Wrestling Soup. They drop at 9:30 on Thursday. Join hosts Anthony Missionary Thomas and Joey Numbers as they lightheartedly talk about the world that's happening in professional wrestling, as well as other current events. While over there, please make sure to check out the Saturday morning Shitbox. Have your voice and question heard as Mish and Joey answer questions on their thoughts of professional wrestling or anything else going around in the world. That show drops on Saturday morning-ish. The weeks it doesn't air is because they're doing pay-per-view Sunday. Yes, whenever there's a WWE pay-per-view, Misha and Joey usually review it, sometimes with John Draper. They also have shows on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch the boys live, check them out on Mixlr. For fans of the show, please also check out the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. Don Tony and Kevin Castle show is a hard-hitting, with brutal honesty type show, as they give their views on the world of professional wrestling and WWE. They're also on Stitcher and iTunes. If you want to catch them live, listen to them on Mixlr. For my masters who are wondering if there will be Sky Genie shows throughout the Christmas New Year period. So sorry. Not for the normal show, but check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show. There you will find I review old wrestling shows from the past. I review them to today's standards. And to make it interesting, I won't even know what I'm reviewing until I do it. Of course I'll know before you, because I have to record the fucking thing, don't I? But it's filled with gags and more as well. So check out the holiday edition of the Sky Genie Show right here on my channel here on YouTube. The Sky Genie Show is now on Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/Sky Genie Show. There you'll find exclusive content not shown on YouTube, hosted by the Sky Genie and Tough Love. Your donations through Patreon to the show goes to improve the overall quality of the show. Check us out at patreon.com/Sky Genie Show today. And we are back, and now it's time for the wrestling reviews. And here's the review for Ring of Honor Best in the World 2017. We open up Best in the World with The Kingdom versus El Terrible and Ultimo Guerrero. It was a great opening match. Your winners were Ultimo Guerrero and El Terrible. Next we had Hangman Page versus Kazarian in a strap match. After another great match, your winner is Kazarian. We had Search and Destroy versus the Rebellion, and the losing team had to disband. Your winners after a fun match, Search and Destroy. Then we had Silas Young versus Jay Lethal in another great match, and your winner was Jay Lethal. And then for the Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Championship, we had Bully Ray and the Briscoes versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. After another great match, your winner and new champions, Dalton Castle and the Boys. For the Ring of Honor World Television Championship, we had Kushida defending against Marty Scurll. After an awesome match, your winner and still champion Kushida. Then for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, it was the Young Bucks versus War Machine versus the Best Friends, which were Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. Your winners and still champion after another awesome match, the Young Bucks. And then we came to the main event. It was for the Ring of Honor World Championship. It was Christopher Daniels defending against Cody Rhodes. After an awesome main event, your winner and new champion, Cody Rhodes. After the match, Cody Rhodes cuts a promo. Overall, it was an awesome show, and definitely one to check out. And that is my Ring of Honor Best in the World 2017 review. And now it's time for the Raw review. Roman Reigns comes out to cut a promo. He goes on and on and on. Then we hear sirens, and an ambulance comes out. Roman Reigns walks up and opens up the ambulance, but no one is there. Braun Strowman comes from out of nowhere, takes out Roman Reigns. They brawl. Reigns gets thrown off the stage into the ambulance. Closes the door, the ambulance drives away, and Strowman raises his arm in victory. The Drifter is in the ring with Cesaro and Sheamus. He sings his promo. The Hardy Boys and Finn Balor come out. So we get the Drifter, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardy Boys and Finn Balor. After a pretty good match, the winner are the Hardy Boys and Finn Balor. We get a Goldust vignette to go into break. As we come back, we get Goldust versus R-Truth. Well, the match never got underway, as Goldust takes out R-Truth. We get a backstage promo with Paul Heyman. It says that Brock Lesnar is here to challenge Samoa Joe to a fight. Joe comes up and puts his arm around Heyman's neck. Heyman cries. He is just an advocate. And Joe says that his chokehold is meant for Brock Lesnar. There is a backstage segment with Kurt Angle and Bayley, and then we get the now famous Miss TV segment, The Ball Family. While they go on, the ball guy says the N-word. Ambrose comes out cause WWE had to do something quick. Then it was a 6-man tag, Dean Ambrose, Slater and Rhino versus The Miz, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. After a really long match, the winners were The Miz, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. I'm going to call them Team Awesome. There's a backstage segment with Paul Heyman waiting for Brock Lesnar. We then get Enzo out to cut a promo on Big Kaz. He goes on and on and on. Big Kaz comes out. They look like they're about to embrace, but then Kaz lays him out. After the break, there is a segment between Corey Graves and Big Kaz. Then we get Kurt Hawkins and Seth Rollins in a squash match. Your winner is Seth Rollins. After the match, Bray Wyatt comes on the screen, goes on and on and on, says he'll see Seth Rollins at Great Balls of Fire. We have a segment with Dana Brooke and Mickie James, gauntlet numbers, backstage segment with Paul Heyman with Brock Lesnar coming out of an SUV, a segment with Sasha Banks and Kurt Angle. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out to cut a promo on Samoa Joe. As Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring, Samoa Joe comes out and attacks Brock Lesnar with the Congener clutch. I can't even say it. Chokes him out. Fucked that up. Either way, moving on. We then have Lince Dorado versus Neville in a squash match. The winner by submission is Neville. As Neville has him in the rings of Saturn, he won't let go after the bell. Akira Tozawa comes out, takes off his jacket to fight Neville. Curtis O'Neill comes out, asks why would he fight for free. He just finalized the match for Great Balls of Fire. We get a backstage segment with Emma and Kurt Angle. We get a backstage interview with Paul Heyman. We get a backstage segment with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. We then had the women's gauntlet match. It was okay. Your winner of it all was Sasha Banks. After the match, Kurt Angle comes out, raises Banks' hands, and Alexa Bliss comes out and raises her title. Then Sasha Banks dropkicks her out of the ring. Overall, besides the Braun Roman stuff and the Brock Joe segments, the rest of the show was pretty much filler. And that is my review for Raw. And now it's time for the Smackdown review. Daniel Bryan is out to kick off the show, cuts a promo on the women, goes on and on and on. Carmella with James Ellsworth comes out. She goes on and on and on and on. Bryan and Carmella go on and on, back and forth. James Ellsworth chimes in, so Bryan bans James Ellsworth from the building. Security comes out and they take him out, yelling and screaming. I thought it was a really good segment, and James Ellsworth really stole the show here. We get the Usos versus the Hype Bros. In stipulation, if the Hype Bros win, they get a championship match. It was a nothing match. Your winner was the Usos. After the match, New Day come out to cut a promo. Almost do the Booker T spoof. They insult the Usos, and the segment ends. There is a Fashion Vice segment. We then get Naomi versus Lana for the Women's Championship. After an okay match, your winner and still champion Naomi. We get a backstage segment with Becky Lynch. Aiden English is in the ring to sing a promo. Randy Orton comes out and RKO's Aiden English, cuts a promo on Jinder Mahal, and demands a rematch for the WWE Championship. Shane McMahon comes out, they go back and forth, and Shane makes the rematch for Battleground. Jinder Mahal comes out with the Singh brothers, goes on and on and on and on, challenges Randy Orton to a Punjabi prison match. There's a video package and the segment ends. There is a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. Makes a Independence Day Battle Royal for next week with the winner to face Kevin Owens at Battleground for the United States Championship. Maria and Mike Kanellis come out to cut a promo. Mike Bennett is the bitch. Goes to continue, but Sami Zayn comes out. We get Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. In a pretty good match, your winner is Baron Corbin. We get a backstage segment with Shinsuke Nakamura. And then we come to the main event. a rematch for the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women. Charlotte, Becky, Natalya, Carmella and Tamina. And your winner after a very good main event, Carmella. Overall, Smackdown was a pretty good show, where everything led to something. The next pay-per-view. And that is my review for Smackdown. I'd like to thank you all for listening to this episode of the Sky Genie Show. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my website, skygenieshow.weebly.com. On Facebook, it's the Sky Genie Show page. On Twitter, it's at SDD916. Check us out on Mixlr and on Patreon. Patreon/Sky Genie Show. Thank you all for listening, and I'll catch you later. Coming July 15, it's a special 3-hour edition of the Sky Genie Show. For episode 50, join the Sky Genie, Yuck Nasty from Get in the Corner,